Hey, good morning, Project 19 Men. This is Marty, and there's Luke. Can you do your Picky-Boo?
Picky-Boo!
There's Picky-Boo. There's my beautiful Rai. She is obviously doing her hair. So I've got them again this morning, but that's all good and well. Hey, who is that, Luke?
Coney.
That Coney. All right, so that's Coney, our friendly little elephant. Hey, good morning, guys. And hey, before I get into what I want to share this morning with you, I got a question for you. And if you look above the video here, I've left my email, and you can either answer the question with the comments below, or you can send me an email. But I'm working on a project right now to where I'm creating a men's journal.
That's okay.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, Brian. I'm creating a men's journal. One of the most powerful things and one of the most successful ways to create success in your life and to create the ability for change and personal growth is to take time every day to journal. And so I'm creating one. It's going to be a part of my book that's coming out this fall. And I want it to help men. I want it to help you guys. And so what could I put in the journal that would help inspire you, that would help you move from day to day and stay in a journal and be consistent with it? What would you like to see in a men's journal that's going to benefit you, so that when you sit down to write in that journal every day in the morning, to start your day, and in the evening before you go to bed, what would be helpful? And so you can comment down here below, or I have my email address attached to the top of this video here. You can send me an email. Love to hear from you guys. It would be great. It's going to be awesome, and it's going to be a very sharp, very beautiful. It's going to be very muscular, manly journal. Not beautiful. That would be for her. So anyways, all right, I want to get into what I want to talk about this morning. And I want to share a story with you. And it's a story of really three kings. And so here's the incredible thing about this story. There was a little boy. He was an infant. And his father and his grandfather, who was the king, were off in battle. And in that battle, both this infant little boy, both his father and his grandfather were killed in battle. And so naturally, he was the heir to the throne. But through other events, there was another man who was placed in a position and was actually anointed to be the king following the present king. And what's incredible is that this little boy's father and this soon-to-be king had a covenant friendship, and they were close. And even though the lineage should have been the son and the grandson should have been the heirs to the throne, this boy's father understood that the rightful king was the one who was not killed in battle. And here's the incredible thing, and just a matter of customs and the way it was in those days, that when a king was killed and another king was going to step to the throne, then it was custom that king's family was to be executed, so that they would have no persuasion, they would have no uprising to overthrow the new incoming king. And so the story goes that this little boy, as an infant, his nurse, the one who was nursing him and taking care of him, grabbed the little boy after hearing word that his father and grandfather had passed, grabbed him and took off with him. Yet in the midst of her haste, she dropped him, and it crippled him for life. Now here's the incredible thing. this little boy became a cripple, and he never got to know his father and his grandfather, and yet he was heir to be king of the kingdom. And what's really incredible is that this young man grew up in a village that the name of the village literally meant a place of despair, of depression, lonesomeness, barren, abandonment. And this kid who was to be the king was now a cripple, and he was living in a place of tremendous despair. But because the incoming king had made a covenant with this little boy's father, many years later, this new king asked if there was anyone remaining in the family with the man that he made a covenant with. I come to find out there was this little crippled boy who was living in a place of despair. And this king summons for him to come to him. Now, he was a grown man, but as a grown man, he was now a cripple. He was nothing but a shell of a man. And there was not much of him. And obviously, when he was summoned to the king, it frightened him because he feared execution. But here's the incredible thing. When this young man, this crippled man, this broken, shattered shell of a man showed up at the king's palace, there was an empty space for him at the table. And the king, who had made a covenant with this boy's father, welcomed him to his table and said, "You are now my son. You're an heir to the throne. You are a king." And man, I share this story with you this morning because many of us in life, and I'm asking this question if it's you, many of us have been dropped. We have been broken. We have been crushed. And I don't know what yours has been. I don't know what has damaged your life, but here's what I know. There still remains a place at the table for you, and you are still created as an heir to the throne, and you're a king. You're a man. You have dreams. You're driven. You have potential. You have greatness. I want to encourage you to take the king's invitation and the covenant that he has made with our father, Adam, and that we now are positioned to be kings, and that we can become all of the greatness that we were created for. So I want to encourage you today. You may be the little boy. You may have been dropped from birth or wherever in your life, and you've been broken and you're crippled, but you have a place at the king's table. Listen, guys, I want you to have a great day. I just thought I'd share that story with you to encourage you. Make sure you make comments below, or that you go to my email and send me some information what you'd like to see in a men's journal. I'm super excited about some incredible things that are coming down the pike here. So help me out here. I'd appreciate it. But be encouraged. You are at the king's table because you're worthy of it. God bless. Take care. We'll see you mañana.